A Limpopo pig farmer and his two workers accused of the murder of two women are expected back at the Mankweng Magistrate's Court today for a bail hearing. The accused allegedly fed the women's bodies to pigs on their farm, which is stationed just outside Polokwane. The victims were scavenging at a dumpsite, we're told, that's used by a dairy company. SABC News reporter Katlego Nyoni is in Mankweng watching developments and joins us now live. And it's a really devastating story once you hear of the gory details here, Katlego. Take us through how things are likely to unfold in a context where I imagine a lot of community members would want to watch the proceedings today.
Well, good morning, Ayanda, and to our viewers. He had quite harrowing details and quite a gruesome story if you think about what may have or what has been alleged to have transpired at that pig farm at SABC, which is situated outside Polokwane. Well, Ayanda, at the heart of the story, some may say poverty could be the reason, because the deceased, the two women, that is Maria Makato as well as Kudzai Ndlovu, went and visited that farm along with survivor Mabuto Ngube to essentially try and collect soon to be expired but yet edible food items. That is when this incident occurred. Narrating that story to me this week was survivor Mabuto Ngube. We are outside now the Mankweng Magistrate's Court ahead of the second appearance of the three suspects: Zakaria Olifir, the pig farmer, 60 years old, as well as two employees, Rudolph Adrian Divet, as well as William Musora. Now, they face charges of premeditated murder, attempted murder, and in the case of William Musora, that is contravening the Immigration Act. We are outside the Mankweng Magistrate's Court, where we have seen groups gather outside here in protest, essentially saying that they would like to see the suspect not being granted bail by the Mankweng Magistrate's Court. We've seen different political affiliations gather outside here. I'm standing next to the South African Council of Churches. I'm going to bring in their spokesperson, that is Reverend Mauki Pataki. Good morning. Tell us, why are you outside today at the Mankweng Magistrate's Court?
Well, we are here to come and give a moral support, spiritual and pastoral support to the families that are confronted with this tragedy of having lost their loved ones through shooting and killing of two women in this area. We are aware that there is still a survivor in this shooting, and our presence here is to say to the families, all of them, we are here for you. We are giving you the necessary support. But we are also here to say to those authorities, the judiciary, that is conducting this case, do not afford people such as this an opportunity of bail, because today is bail application that has been made here. And the reason why we are opposing this bail is that the way the murder was so callous and cold, we are afraid that our communities are not safe in the hands of these assailants. People who would use very high caliber weapons.
If you can hold it there for me just for a second, Reverend. And I'm not sure if you can see, I'm going to ask my colleague Andrew Rakabe to just try and show our viewers what is unfolding currently outside the precinct of the court. Assuming I under that these are the three suspects that are being driven in this police Nyala van inside the Mankweng Magistrate's Court. This is, of course, the second appearance of farm owner Zakaria Olifir, aged 60, William Musora, who's a foreign national from neighboring Zimbabwe, as well as employee and supervisor at the farm, Rudolph Divet. Their case was postponed last week for profiling, further profiling, as well as a bail application. And I'm not sure if you can hear me because the noise levels have picked up just behind me, but we're going to try and stay with you. These are some of the people that are outside the court that are protesting here, saying that the suspect, Ayanda, must not be denied bail. Ayanda?
All right, there's certainly a lot of movement, and Katlego, we're going to hopefully try and stay with you as much as we can so you can continue that conversation with the South African Council of Churches, especially because there are just so many layers to a story like this? In fact, in some instances, people suggest it may have been racially motivated.
Well, quite a hive of activity here outside the Mankweng Magistrate's Court in Limpopo. This is, of course, ahead of the second appearance of suspects in the pig farm killing at SABC. Zakaria Olifir, the pig farmer, as well as 2 employees, Supervisor Rudolph Adrian Divet, as well as foreign national William Musora, are making their second appearance. Their matter was postponed last week to today. This is for further profiling, further investigations, as well as bail application. We know that the remains of the 2 women, and this is gruesome, our viewers need to bear with us and pardon us. The remains of 2 women, Maria Makato as well as Kudzai Ndlovu, were found inside a pigsty. The pigs had already allegedly started feeding on their remains. I was getting reaction from the South African Council of Churches here in Limpopo. Let me bring in Reverend Mauki Pataki. We understand that you are opposing the bail, and you're here today saying that the 3 suspects must not be given bail.
Yes, we are angry, we are disappointed as church, and we have come to say to those who are conducting this case to decline the application for bail on the basis that we feel society it's vulnerable in the face and the hands of these murderers who are very callous, who use high caliber weapon to kill human beings, women who were unarmed, who were not posing any threat physical to them. And we are therefore standing here angry and disappointed as we are to say no bail. But secondly, we are also here to give a pastoral support, a spiritual support, moral support to the families that are bereaved and families that are victims of this shooting. Lastly, we call upon government to take care of the poor. Those people who go out to the dumping site to go look for food, scavenge for food in a country of plenty. We are calling those who are responsible to design programs such as basic income grant to get people out of hunger, unemployment, and poverty.
Of course, this is quite a reflection of the society around the SABC area, areas like Kotishing, Makotopong. We know that majority of the people that may find themselves living below the breadline. And of course, this is what is at the heart of this incident, poverty, isn't it?
Yes, that is the reason why we are calling on government, people with the resource, who are holding resources of this country, to prioritize those who are hungry, those who are unemployed, those who are without income of any kind. Because if we don't do that, we're sitting on a time bomb where people will continue to go and scavenge for food and be shot at by those who have got power over them. Because these women are powerless. They have got no way to feed their children except to go scavenge at the dumping site, which is quite unacceptable.
Thank you very much, Reverend. And I'm going to bring in another group that is gathered here at the Mankweng Magistrate's Court from the Lawyers Association. Let me bring in, that is Petunia Tulare. You're also opposing bail. Of course, this is quite a serious matter. The 2 women's remains were allegedly disposed of by the suspects at this particular pig farm. Briefly, what is your reaction to this?
Thank you. As you said, my name is Petunia Tulare from South African Women Lawyers Association in Limpopo. We are here together with the Black Lawyers Association. We are saying yes, we understand that is the prerogative of the court to decide whether to give bail or not. But we are here to support the people and the protest to say the way those women were killed in a brutal manner, and we are saying this thing must stop. We understand that yes, the matter is still in court and the court must decide on it. But we are saying as the South African Women Lawyers Association, as the community and in large, we are saying this thing of killing women, this thing of abusing women must really come to a stop.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Tulare. And of course, as we are in court, the families of the 2 victims are still preparing for their funerals, which are expected to take place on Sunday. Maria Makato will be laid to rest at SABC on Sunday, whereas Kudzai Ndlovu's remains will be then repatriated to neighboring Zimbabwe.